Brian, come to hear all of that.
I was just watching it and it blew my mind.
Talk to me about that.
I know what that. I understand hard times and I understand good times. And, you know, in life, they have to come. You're gonna have to deal with both of them because that's what life consists of: good times and bad times.
And he told me, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
But, like, you know, Floyd's a great fighter, don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know, he had 50 fights and he said, yo, so don't tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0.
We were excited about you and Floyd. Is that still happening or is that?
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. You think I give that up? I was minding my business. He challenged me.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I could wear large now.
Looking good, man. Still looking scary.
During a live interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mike Tyson spoke very directly. He openly criticized Floyd Mayweather and didn't try to soften his words. Tyson shared his opinion with the straightforward and fearless attitude people expect from a former heavyweight champion.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
Tyson described Mayweather as someone who appears overly confident and very focused on himself. He suggested that Mayweather may be losing touch with reality. According to Tyson, the constant shows of large amounts of cash seem more like a show for attention rather than real proof of financial security.
Because Floyd, we've been friends since 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're going to burn it, we're going to get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fa. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him.
The arena has just shown Floyd Mayweather. They begin to boo immediately.
They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
I take 30 watches with me.
Tyson explained that success in the ring does not give someone a pass to act without humility outside of it. He said that constantly showing off wealth can damage a fighter's reputation faster than any rival ever could. When Tyson stated that Mayweather's actions are hurting his public image, the comment hit hard, clear, direct, and impossible for people to ignore.
No, I didn't make as much money as you'd think fighting Floyd.
Did you get paid from that?
He still owes me $1.5 million, maybe more.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He fucking smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company paid him that money, is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think, he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. Sold for 6.6.
When Tyson said he would knock Floyd out, it felt less like trash talk and more like a serious warning. His point was not only about fighting, it was about respect. Tyson made it clear that respect should come from how a person behaves when the cameras are gone, not just from what happens in the ring. Fans reacted strongly to his words. Many were shocked, others spoke out immediately, and opinions quickly split. Some supported Tyson, while others disagreed. But no matter which side people chose, his message stood out. Tyson's main point was simple. Humility still matters. When ego grows too big, it can make even the most famous champions look smaller in the eyes of the public. In the end, Tyson summed it up clearly. A fighter might win many battles in the ring, but they can still lose the story that follows and the respect of the people watching.
Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Money's just flowing. Even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made more money than any boxer ever. There's all these lawsuits. He hasn't been paying things. He owes money on this and owes money on that. And then he's got to come out of retirement.
It's just the lifestyle that Floyd lives. It's like he got to be lavish. So that he got $1 million in his backpack. He got the latest watch and the latest car.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, boy, that money goes quick. Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down.
The big, larger-than-life tension between Tyson and Mayweather had everyone focus on the classic contrast. Power versus precision, legend versus calculated survival in the ring. But then the conversation suddenly took a different turn. Wade started laughing while explaining the rumors about Floyd's finances, and the whole tone shifted. It felt like the discussion jumped very quickly from talking about boxing strategy to talking about money and financial questions instead. And sitting there, it was hard not to notice how fast the narrative changed.
Third fight of the year for a Floyd Mayweather that is clearly going broke. And it's not just, and if you guys didn't see the video I did talking about Floyd coming back to fight Mike, this is not me sensationalizing. This is the truth. There is no speculation, but I told you guys, Floyd owes a lot of people a lot of money, and he don't have it. Logan Paul also discussed this, and this is probably the best screenshot I couldn't gotten on this video. My God, his ramen noodle hair is flying in the wind, and there's no wind in that place. But Logan dropped some knowledge that Floyd is still scamming him for their 2021 fight. We're going to go through it all.
Wade began talking about it while laughing, almost like he couldn't take the topic seriously. He pointed out that Floyd had been scheduling several fights in a single year, exhibitions, crossover matchups, and even the Tyson spectacle. Wade's tone suggested that this rush of events looked a bit like someone trying to bring in quick money. Of course, that doesn't mean Floyd is broke. People online should slow down with that idea. But Wade also mentioned Logan Paul claiming he was still owed money from their exhibition fight. Rumors like that can spread quickly and stick in people's minds, whether they are true or not.
Just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12, 10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot of house for 8. So for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
just
rinsed.
The cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
It was huge.
Goddamn.
Who would win in a fight?
And yeah, that's another piece of like what Floyd has done with his money after his fight career.
Wade kept returning to the same point. Floyd continues to book fight after fight, even though he said years ago that he was finished with boxing. That's where the conversation became more intense. People started asking a simple question. Does he keep fighting because he loves the sport, or because he loves the money that comes with it? At the same time, no one can deny that Floyd is a master at promoting himself. Wade even pointed to that part of his legacy. The Money Mayweather image changed the way boxing was marketed, turning big fights into major entertainment events and making promotion almost like a show of its own.
I see people get upset at me on Twitter talking about, oh, watch your own pockets. You ain't ever made as much money as Floyd has. I know that, dude. I'm not saying that Floyd is as broke as one of the freaking tweakers on 6th Street Bridge in Los Angeles, dude. That's not what I'm saying. But for the amount of money that he has made, over $1.2 billion, and the amount of money that he still has, let's say it is $300 million. That means Floyd has lost 70% of the money he's earned.
Then the talk shifts to Floyd spending jets, houses, businesses, and other massive assets. Suddenly, the focus moves from his greatness in the ring to how sustainable his lifestyle really is outside of it. Here's the ironic part. Even the critics who claim Floyd is chasing paydays can't resist watching when his name appears on a fight poster. That's the pull of a true legend. Wade may question the motives, fans may debate the finances, and analysts may raise eyebrows. But the moment Mayweather steps toward the ring, curiosity always wins.
Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from a individual, from a billionaire that had a 9% interest on the loan.
The whole discussion with Wade about Floyd possibly chasing paydays had already got the rumor mill going. Then DJ Vlad jumps in like someone who just overheard gossip at a jewelry store. And the story gets even wilder. Vlad claims that an old-school jeweler casually told him Mayweather is broke because he spends so extravagantly. At that moment, I had to pause. Because in boxing, we've heard this story many times before.
I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane, like a Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never even met him. So I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of properties.
Floyd is known for earning huge amount of money and living a very luxurious life. Because of that, people quickly start acting like financial investigators whenever rumors appear. Vlad even admitted he isn't sure the claims are true, which is important, because stories about a fighter's money spread very quickly on social media. Still, when Vlad talked about the private jets, constant spending, expensive properties, diamonds, and the flashy money Mayweather image Floyd has shown for more than 20 years, it becomes easy to understand why some people start making assumptions.
A lot of money you're constantly spending.
Right.
I don't know. Remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and they said
that wasn't true.
Was yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finances, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, kind of like flossing, showing up.
The image Floyd built over the years was all about luxury and excess. Huge stacks of cash, expensive lifestyles, and the idea of an unstoppable, undefeated money machine. Because of that image, even the smallest hint of problem makes critics react like everything is falling apart. But there's another side to consider. While Vlad's story continues to circulate, Floyd has spent decades turning himself into one of the best promoters in boxing. He knows how to sell a spectacle and keep people talking. So when fans see him doing exhibitions, booking more fights, flying on private jets, and stay in the spotlight, it may simply be part of the brand he has been building and maintaining for years.
You might see Mayweather doing...
People will give him some loans.
Maybe.
Listen, he's cozying up to Israel. That's
but
not
the
an
thing
accident.
about it is, he had Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And he was hosting a big, he had Gervonta Davis under his cars. And so that's a like
yeah, but
De La
look
Hoya
what happened
does.
to Gervonta.
Some fans believe Floyd keeps fighting because he needs the money. Others think he's simply continuing the same business strategy that made him famous. The same actions are being viewed in two very different ways. Vlad also mentioned an uncomfortable reality about fame. When someone lives such a flashy lifestyle, people almost expect a downfall. It's a harsh part of celebrity culture, but there's an interesting contradiction. Even while people question his finances, the moment Floyd's name appears on a fight poster, everyone pays attention. Fans click, watch, and start debating again. That's the Mayweather paradox. He attracts rumors, criticism, and constant attention. But at the same time, he remains one of the biggest names in the conversation.
If you can sustain that, you don't ever have to box again. But now has to take fights because, when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah.
You got to stay right there because people are going to peep any kind of chinks in your armor if you're not winning 3 or 4 big $1 million.
Just as the DJ Vlad rumors about Floyd's spending and flashy lifestyle start to settle, Simon Jordan steps in and completely changes the direction. He shifts the conversation from gossip to cold, hard business math. And the contrast is striking. Simon basically shrugs off the idea of a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch, saying there's hardly any sporting excitement left. It sounds harsh until you remember these fighters were already late to the party back in 2015, and now they're pushing 50. Yet somehow, the conversation keeps going. But Simon isn't talking about boxing in the usual sense. He frames it like a streaming business strategy. He breaks it down as if he's analyzing Netflix spreadsheets instead of scorecards, focusing on subscriber growth and lifetime viewer value. Suddenly, what seems ridiculous to traditional fans starts to make sense from a business perspective.
Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, they fought too late in 2015 when they were 36 and 37 respectively, I think.
They're 47 and 48 now.
Yeah. So it is some would say a cynical land grab, a financial opportunity. But if people are prepared to pay it and Netflix are prepared to put it on and people want to watch it on their Netflix subscription and people want to subscribe to it, no harm, no foul.
Well, the thing is as well is that Netflix actually obviously clearly are starting to move into the sport.
This is where Simon really makes you think. He points out a tough reality. Elite boxing, crossover bouts, and full-on spectacle events are all part of the same landscape now. There are serious championship fights, half-serious grudge matches, and huge nostalgia-driven events that feel more like blockbuster movies than real competitions. Simon makes a blunt observation. Whether we think a matchup is too late doesn't matter, and he's right. If millions of viewers tune in, pure sport and debate loses to raw numbers every single time. Part of me agrees these fighters' peak competitive edge has long passed. But another part of me can't help laughing, because boxing fans will complain endlessly and yet still hit play the moment these legends step into the ring again.
Netflix is the world showing product, whether we think it's a good product or not, whether we think watching two 50-year-old men, nigh on 50-year-old men, having a dance that was 10 years too late when they were in their prime and is now 20 years too late.
But our view is irrelevant, isn't it? Because the data obviously says it's going to be successful. Obviously, they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, Netflix are not doing it for the good of sport. Exactly. They're doing it because they've got 300 million subscribers and they can keep those subscribers by adding content in there. They can get new ones. And it's a business model. It works. The boxers get more money out of it. What I'd like to see is the ecosystem getting more money out of the sort of...
Step back and look at the bigger picture. You've got Tyson throwing verbal uppercuts about humility, Wade questioning the non-stop exhibitions, Vlad spreading rumor-driven financial whispers, and Simon Jordan calmly breaking down the streaming business side of things. Suddenly, it's clear this isn't just about one fight anymore. It's about what boxing has become. On one side, there's legacy and pride. Tyson is basically saying true greatness deserves respect beyond the ropes. On the other, there's a spectacle machine. Floyd turned attention into revenue and built an empire around it. Love it or hate it, the strategy worked. Then Simon, the businessman in the room, drops the harsh truth. Boxing is entertainment. If the numbers add up, the fights keep happening. That's the real clash here. Old school honor versus modern spectacle. Nostalgia versus algorithms. Pure sport versus the business of eyeballs. The wildest part? All the debates, rumors, and criticism actually fuel the machine even more. Every headline, every argument, every clip keeps the conversation revolving around the same two names. Tyson and Mayweather, legends who still dominate the boxing world decades later.
Does Floyd's unbeaten record and the professional status of the bout add any intrigue to this at all?
No. Not really. I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back again.
Now I want to hear from you. Do you see this as smart business in boxing's entertainment era? Or are these legends putting their legacies at risk just for the spectacle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear the real conversation. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. Catch you in the next one.